Welcome back to the King David Visitor Center here on Mount Zion, Har Zion. So it is now Sunday morning early, and based on what happened, it's the tragedy of those lost souls, those people who have passed on based on what happened in Meron on Thursday night, late Thursday night, here in Israel. We're all trying to figure it all out, make sense of it. In a sense, the heart of the nation is in mourning, and like we should be. So I do want to begin with the words, Hamakom Yenachem Etchem B'toch Sha'ar Avlei Tzion V'Yerushalayim. May Hashem comfort you among the other mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. That's the customary prayer that is said in the house of mourning. Now, as we're trying to make sense out of it, those were holy souls, holy Deshemot. Our hearts and our prayers go out to the families that directly are related to these holy souls from all different ages, from older to younger. It hurts. However, let's try to see if we can find some kind of way, comfort, purpose, and more than that, also try to do something positive in the honor of these holy souls, and also understand some possible secrets behind all of this, of what happened. So, why the number 45? That's one of the first questions that we can pose. It is 45. There were two that we just were reported who were in critical condition, who God Hashem got better. Hopefully there'll be no more losses, and there shouldn't be. And I'm going to explain the reason why that is the case. Also, this is the day right now, which is, according to the Sfirot, it's the 35th day of the counting of the Omer, which is Malchut Sheb Hod. Now, the day Lag BaOmer is Hod Sheb Hod, according to the counting of the Sfirot and the rectification process. So a lot of hints about Hod and what Hod stands for. And God willing, I'm going to make a video and videos to explain a lot of this, because it's directly tied to also what happened, as you'll find out. So one of the things I want to say is that in some ways this is comparable to what happened in Parshat Shmini, if you recall, on the day of the inauguration of the Beit HaMishkan, or the Mishkan in the desert, which is and was the prototype of the Beit HaMikdash. When the celebration happened and a fire came down from the Shemayim, fire. You can see a direct correlation there, can't we, to Lag BaOmer, which is all about the light and the fire. And the fire came down, and there was great joy. And in the midst of celebration, the two sons of Aaron, Nadav and Avihu, they also brought they also caused the fire to come down, but they brought first a strange fire because of the Ketoret that they brought that wasn't something which Hashem commanded. And there's other reasons too. But the result was that the two sons of Aaron passed on. They were taken, they were burnt by the fire. And in the midst of the great joy, we know there was this sadness, but they still were not allowed to mourn Aaron and his sons, because the anointed oil was upon their heads. Very interesting that in our Parsha that we just read this Shabbat, yesterday, it also talks about the mourning process. It begins with a memor of the Kohanim, and it also there talks about how the Kohen Gadol is not allowed to really mourn or to bury his those close relatives of his, because the Nezer, Shaman Mishcha, is on his head. That's the anointed holy oil. The crown of the holy oil is on his head. Again, we're going to see where this is all going. But we can see a correlation to this, because this is also what happened in Lag BaOmer. In the midst of a great celebration, all of a sudden we have this tragedy. Now, we read and we have the special prayer and writings in the Zohar called the Idrazuta, which are the great profound secrets that Rabbi Shimon revealed on the day of Lag BaOmer, that became the day that he passed on to this world and went up to the next world, with the most profound secrets regarding the crown, the Atika Kadisha, and how everything spreads out from there and the different levels. Now, we also cannot forget that there's also another book called the Idra Rabbah, which is the Great Gathering. The Idra Zuta, the last one, was the smaller gathering. Idra Rabbah, we also have to, and we also should read also, and I think this is a reminder, because what happened really ties both books together, both writings, the Zohar. There was a very interesting thing that is written towards the very end of the Idra Rabbah that also has a big parallel to what happened just on Lag BaOmer just a few days ago, this year, 5781, Tav Shin Pei Aleph. Now, it's interesting to note that on the Idra Rabbah that preceded the Idra Zuta, there were 3 of the companions, the friends of Rabbi Shimon, including his father-in-law, Rabbi Pinchas ben Yair, who passed on. When the secrets were revealed in the great light that shone in the house of Rabbi Shimon, both at that time of the Idra Rabbah and the time of the Idra Zuta, there was going to be the passing on, the death from this world, the life of the upper world for his friends, for his companions. 3 passed on in the Idra Rabbah, and 1 passed on in the Idra Zuta. So in the time of great joy, there was also this sadness. But I want to bring to the attention of what is written at the end of Idra Rabbah. And over there, it's very interesting, because a lot of great neshamot and people came down from the heavens, both Idra Rabbah and Idra Zuta. But Eliyahu Hanavi was not there at the Idra Rabbah, and he should have been there, accordingly to Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. And therefore, Rabbi Shimon at the end inquires and says, where was Eliyahu Hanavi? Why wasn't he there? Now, we can also ask a question, what was so special and important about Eliyahu Hanavi? Well, it sounds like a stupid question, because it would be a stupid question, because he is instrumental in the Geula Shlema also. However, if we read and understand some of the secrets, which I'm going to elaborate in another video, about the Ptichat Eliyahu, the opening of Eliyahu, as it's called, which is, according to the Sfardim, we read it 3 times, usually daily, before Shachrit, Mincha, and even Arvit. It's very, very special, and there's a lot of profound secrets. And there, Eliyahu Hanavi introduces us again to the Sfirot, to the 10 divine emanations, and a lot of other secrets. And he had a reason that he was trying to bring Rabbi Shimon up to a certain level and to reveal new secrets. So he was instrumental in many, many ways. And therefore, one, Rabbi Shimon was talking about the most profound matters in the Idra Rabbah and Idra Zuta, and Eliyahu wasn't there. He wanted to know why. He inquired about that. Now, Eliyahu gives us an answer himself that is recorded in the Idra Rabbah. And I'm going to read, best as I can, the Aramית, and I'm also going to put it here up in front so you can read it for yourself. Because seeing is believing. And believe me, this is very profound, and I think you'll see the connection. So, this is Eliyahu speaking with Rabbi Shimon, and he says, Amar le, Eliyahu says to him, Hayecha, Rabbi, talking about Rabbi Shimon, Sheva Yomin, It Beriru, Kamei Kudusha Barichu, Kol Inun Deetun, Veyish Tachun, Yime Al La, Ayelatun, Ve Idara Dilchon, Vi'ana Have Zamin Taman, Uva Einan Kamei Leish Tachecha, Uchedein Kater, Bechat Foy, Velo Yachilna, Dahu Yoma, Shadarni Kudush Abarichu Lemehbad Nisim LaRab Hamnun Saba Vehavro Diit Masru Ba'armona Demalka Ba'archishna Lohu Benisa Daramena Lohu Kol Tala Dehechala Demalka Diit Katadru Bikitro Demitu Arba'im v'Hamisha Pardash K. The Apikna l'Rav Hamnuna v'Havro v'Ramena Lon levikat Ono. The Ish Tezivu v'Zaminana Kamehu Nahama Umeya Dala Achnu Talata Yomin v'Chol Hahu Yamala Bidilna Minehu. Now, I'll do the best I can to translate this. This is what Eliyahu said. He said, by your life, Rebbe, by Yahweh, 7 days before you entered your chamber, your place, all those that were to come in and be with you, there, they were chosen in front, in the presence of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Holy One, blessed be He. And He says, I was there, and I wanted to be also with you in the presence, but they detained me. They had me like bound, yoked, and I was not able, though, to go, since on that particular day, the HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent me on a special mission to do miracles on behalf of Rab Hamnuna Saba, the elder, and his companions. Why? Because there was a problem. He had been compromised. There was something that was held against his honor by a kitrug, an informer in the palace of the king. So Eliyahu says, I caused a miracle to happen, and it was for their sake. Therefore, I caused a wall to fall in the Heichal, the chamber or the temple of the king, so that 45 dignitaries or ministers became entrapped, entangled because of that, and they died. And he continues and says, I removed Rab Hamnuna Saba and his companions, and I took them out to the valley called Ono, and they were then saved. I prepared for them food, bread and water, because they have not eaten for 3 days. And all that day, all that time, I did not leave them. Therefore, I couldn't come to your meeting, to your wine fest, to your holy holiday. Wow. So there we see a direct correlation at that time to 45 being taken away. Now, it could very well be that the informer, in this case, could very well have been the Satan, the Sitra Achra, as it's called, the other side, that has still some kind of arguments and complaints and the Beit Din Shamayla on the entire nation of Israel for whatever reason. And therefore, it was decided that these holy souls, these 45, were taken as a kapara, were taken on behalf to atone for the whole soul, the whole nation of Israel. But there's no question about it, just like the ones who were taken in the time of the Idra Rabbah, in the time of the Idra Zuta, that they went up directly into their place, and they will be, and they are with Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai in the highest levels in the Shemayim. So too are these holy neshamot, these holy 45 neshamot who went there to Meron to be with the Rebbe. And therefore, there's no question, they are with the Rebbe, they are with Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai in the highest of the levels. And we have to take some kind of consolation with that in our hearts and in our soul and understand that. Let's take a look at the word, by the way, of the ministers that is there, or dignitaries, as it is written in Aramite. If you take a look at that word, it is called Pardashke. Look at the word carefully and you'll see that it actually has within it the word kaper, or kapar, kaf, pei, resh. And then you have the holy name of Hashem linked in there too, of Shakai, Shin, Dalid, Yud, which basically means mighty, but also means enough. Therefore, we can say, let this be the last kapara. It's enough. Let this finally be it. Let it be done. But these neshamot are at the entranceway for us to hopefully bring on the final Geula Shlema. And the 45 is a deep symbol of that. Understand another thing also, special gematria. The words Dimitu, Arba'im, V'Hamisha, Pardash Ke. Gematria of all those words together is exactly 1,752. This is the same as 3 verses in the Tanakh. And I'm going to take the one first from Shemot, Lamed Dalid, that's the Perek, Pasuk Chet. There it is written, Exodus 34:8 for English speakers. There it is written, Vayamaher Moshe v'yikod arza v'yishtachavu. This comes out, translated, and Moshe hastened, bowed his head to the ground, and prostrated himself. In the context, this happened right after the 13 attributes were recited to bring Rahamim, mercy, on Yisrael when Hashem passed over. One Hashem said, Harenina et kivodecha. Please, Hashem, show me your glory. And Hashem says, you cannot see my glory and live, but I'll hide you in the cleft of a rock and I'll pass over you. And then I will uncover my hand, as it were, and then you'll see the back of me, what passes from behind me. And the whole over there builds up, and then we have the famous words, Adonai, Adonai, El Rahum B'Hanun, Erech Apayim B'Rab Chesed V'Emet, Nosu Chesed La'alafim, Nosi Avam B'Pesha V'Chata'a V'Nakeh. I'm not going to translate that. You can look it up. But that's the 13 attributes of mercy. And that's what we say now as well too. And after that, it's written again that Moshe told, over there it's written again that Moshe hastened, bowed his head to the ground and prostrated himself. That's the sign also of these holy 45. Continuing, there's also a sign in the timing of when this happened. And Hashem is giving us, I think, a hint, a remez, from this parsha of Emor that we just read on this Shabbat, which is Emor, because the Gematria 1752 corresponds after all of the appointed holidays are listed. It's written over there in Vayikra, Chaf Gimel, Mem Dalid. That is, again, Leviticus 23:44. And over there it's written, Vayedaber Moshe et mo'adei Adonai el b'nei Yisrael. Translated, and Moshe told the children of Israel these laws of Hashem's appointed holy days. The gematria of exactly those concluding words, holiday, Lag BaOmer, put that also into it, is 1752. Parshat Emor, the Shabbat when this all occurred. If that's not enough, let's look in Sefer, the book of Shmuel. Shmuel Bet, first Perek, Pasuk Yud Tet, Samuel 2:119. There, David HaMelech recites and says the words, Hatzvi Yisrael, Al B'motecha, Halel, Eich Naflu Giborim. Translated, O beauty of Israel, Hatzvi, like the deer. The beauty of Israel, on your high places shall lie the slain, those who died. How have those Giborim, those heroes, those great ones, how have they fallen? 1752. These are the 45. David HaMelech is saying that also, along with all of the Avatan, along with all of the fathers, all of the tzaddikim, saying in our generation, right before the time of Mashiach, as we're going to be entering into this age, these 45 had to go? And the answer, Hashem says, is yes. This was decreed. And it's hard for us to accept it, but we have to accept it. But now we have to also do something in a practical way, in a positive way, in a way to give honor to these 45 is a siman, is a sign of what 45 is. And it all corresponds to the day of Hod Shebahod. Hod is the key to it all. And 45 is the result, which is the Chadash, which is the light, the or of the Chadash, which again the Arizal talks about, that came out at the end of the breaking of the vessels and the repair of the or Tikun, the light of rectification that came up from the Metzach, the place of the Tefillin Shel Rosh. That will be the rectifier, that will rectify all of the fallen vessels and bring them back into their order and into a way where they'll be able to receive the divine light from the Or Ein Sof, which will be finally in the time of the Ula Shlema that we have to finally make the preparations for. This is what it's about. And these are the lessons that I will be then teaching coming up very soon. They're deep lessons, but they're very important lessons. Understand one last thing also. Am Yisrael, the nation of Israel, is Ami Hod. It is God's like saying, it's my nation of Hod. The gematria is 135. Why 135? Same as matzah, by the way, in our first geula, and the symbolism of that geula. Why 35? Because it's 45 times 3. Why 45 times 3? It's the secret of the shefa, God's abundance, and the tzinor, the channel. There, it flows from above, down below, and then into this world here. The top of it is 45. That's where it begins by Hashem's name of Ma, spelled with olives. And then the bottom part of it, which is still in the upper worlds, also is Hashem's name, Ma, spelled with olives, Yud Hey, then Vav Hey. And then in this world down below, we have to form that 45 also, which is the secret of why we are called Adam, man, which is the gematria of 45. It's also part of the secret of why God says when he looked on Yom HaShishi after he created man, he said, Hine tov ma'od, or ki tov ma'od. So ma'od is also much, also 45. And these are all parts of the secret that I will elaborate on further. So let this suffice for now. Let's give honor. Let our emotions feel the emotions, but still try to maintain some kind of happiness. And let's bless these holy ones who because of them, will help us bring in the Geula Shlema that much faster. And again, our hearts, and my heart goes out to all of the close and all of the loved ones in the family of these holy 45. They are kadosh, they are holy. And we need to remember them and do something from this point forward on and now forever. And their special tikuns. And I mean forever until we get into the final Geula Shlema, and then we'll have Hashem take it from there and guide us further. Amen. Kini hi ratzon. Stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more. Thank you.